South Australian flavour, and a great jump by Thomas Randall. Grabs second gear, he's in command. The Castrol car leads, and in fact, Mostert has made a very decent start here as well. But Randall, what a ripping start.
That was a great start. Mostert probably got the best start of the lot, but Randall walked the car off with almost no wheel spin. Contact in the middle of the field. That's a big one for Will Brown, who's got the front of that car knocked off. Is that Cam Hill also? So there's a lot of damage to the front of the Coke Camaro for Will. And have a look at that. Jack Smith. That is a heavy, heavy incident down there at turn 1 to 2.
Boards and flags, safety car boards and flags, incident turn 1.
So what goes on further beyond? So someone's turned Will, and then because he's parked where he is, unfortunately Cam Hill and Jack Smith are just victims in the process.
This will tell a bit of the story, because someone gets into the back of Will reasonably early on there. Just there. Yeah, so that's Cam Hill. Or is it?
No, Jack
LeBrock, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looked like Jack was the one that made the contact with Will. This is Frosty, Mark Winterbottom.
Who does a great job here. What's all this? I don't reckon he actually made contact. So that's a brilliant job by Mark Winterbottom.
Yeah, so there's the tag.
Now, Will must have got a bad start too, Cropper, because he was at the back of the top 10 and he was in behind the guys that were 12th and 13th.
So Cam Hill, evasive action, had to basically spin the car, and then Jack Smith had nowhere to go. So this is the out wide manoeuvre that I was talking about before, where sometimes the world can just open up for you. But if all this stuff happens, you end up getting trapped like that. Have your wits about you at the start of these races. Now we're on board here with LeBrock. So focus here. Will got a tardy start. That's him wandering around in the Coke car, trying to find a clean line down here.
So Percat and Courtney ended up getting across to the inside. When you're on the outside, you're vulnerable, like now.
Yeah, so there was also a little moment that Will had that helped precipitate that. So I don't know whether he actually got a bump or whether or not he just had a bit of a lock-up on cold tyres there. Who arrived out of nowhere in this thing? And here he is. It's Chaz Mostert. So no wheel spin, all traction, and it's like a video game. Right, left, right. By the time he got down here and stuck his foot on the brake and turned the car, Chaz Mostert in position number 2. That was a wickedly good start, and he came out of position number 5 on the 3rd row of the grid.
This will not be gentlemanly. So Thomas has got them held very slow. And remember, you're allowed to do this overlap thing, and they're all on the verge. They're all on the verge of who goes and when.
Green flag, we're racing once again. Randall heads the pack. It's clean at the control line at the top end of town. They're all in behind each other. Feeney working his tyres in the background to try and get him up to temperature for position number 6. A great shot looking at the pit lane exit. Mostert already right on the tail of Randall on the run into turn 1.
Is now open.
And they've confirmed in the background there that the CPS window is now open. So if you wanted to take the stop, you could choose to do so now with 16 laps remaining. Kostecki and Mostert exchanging positions down here at turn 6. So Kostecki moves up one. The pole sitter's clawing some space back now and sets off after Randall.
And that was strange. We only picked up on the last bit of it. So was there a little mistake from turn 5 which allowed Brodie down the outside? This is going to tell us, I think. Here we go. So off the back of turn 5, a big lunge, and he's overrun it. But as he overran it, he was still able to maintain track position to put him on the inside for the next corner. So unusual move.
And bold.
Yeah.
So he came from quite a long way out. Chad saw him, opened the steering to give him space, and then tried to sneak it back the other way. So here it is again. This is through 5. Look how far back he is here, and then he's just diagonaled it straight to the apex. Chaz, I beg your pardon, started to turn in, spotted him, gave him some space. That was nicely done.
But you've got to be careful when you do make the move that it absolutely sticks.
Meantime, Waters is getting closer. He's 1.7 from the lead. He's had a couple of wins and a couple of pole positions at this location. There he is in the background.
Oh, here we go.
Has he got him? Has he got him? Yes. Nice job. Brodie Kostecki was able to get it down the inside. Watch out for Mostert. He's aggressive here in position 3 as well. Oh, Randall and Mostert peel off together. Can you believe that?
The Feeney rejoin will be the key. Remember, 41 seconds is what that number was.
Gee, that was quick. That looked very speedy.
He's got him. He's got him.
Okay, buddy. Racing on exit. You're going to have Courtney, Hazelwood, and
tight. So tight on exit then. There's Brock in the background. This is looming to be a beauty. We've got 9 laps remaining. We've still got a pile of people to take their stop. And how about the pressure on this young man at the moment? So Thomas Randall has got it all going on with Chaz Mostert niggling away at the back of him at the moment, trying to find a way round, exchanging some vinyl in the process. And he'll have a lunge when they get down here through this fast left-hander at 5 on cold tyres. That's going to be a gigantic handful. And then they'll all have a think about what could be done down here in the left-hander. But has Randall got them covered? Look at Feeney up on the outside. If he can make that stick, he gets priority as they go to the right hand further down the hill. Doesn't quite work.
Very impressive display so far today for Thomas Randall. Huge pressure on him from Kostecki prior and then Mostert now. Here's the stop.
Go, clear.
Look pretty nice.
Nice job. So where does he blend in? Has he done enough on the in-lap? And actually pulling up on the spot and then rattling those wheels and tyres on and then flicking off the limiter to get out and depart and be in command. How close is it going to be? The answer to the question is very, very close. And he's got cold tyres and he's going to be assaulted by Thomas Randall. So for the moment, Kostecki has control. Just. But what a great snapshot between Kostecki and the Camaro. Randall in the Mustang who has a look up on the inside and Mostert has got some urgency about him as well.
Mostert tried to move Randall wide there because he knows that this is the only time in terms of Kostecki being vulnerable. It's right now with the cold rear tyre. Mostert having a massive lunge down the inside.
Randall holds his ground, gets fed a little bit wide in the process, drops a spot. He was actually in the dirt.
Freaking push off the track. I don't know what is.
Thomas not happy on the radio in the background as you'd expect, but they are playing for keeps.
And on board, there's the proximity. Little bump, and then there'll be another one right there.
And that was enough just to push him slightly off to the right of the track, and we saw the dust come up. And here's the view from car number 25. That's Randall in the foreground. Here's the dive. Contact. And actually it was because it was also in second gear and had wheel spin. I think he's going to hang on, and they've both been instructed to play it that way. But there's nothing to be disappointed about for Thomas Randall today, regardless. Cam's just wanting to show the nose, just to keep the aggravation levels high.
He's haunting him.
That's right. As you do. 300-point weekend, 100 points for a victory today. Remembering that Brodie Kostecki came into the race today with a 41-point margin up his sleeve. He's got 1.5 seconds in hand. Waters continues to just weave around in the background. Oh, Thomas has run wide. He's left a gigantic hole down there at the second last corner. He's going to hang on. He's going to have to cover, but Waters is right there. Meantime, the checkered flag flies. He shakes off the jet lag and he stitches together a beautiful drive. Brodie Kostecki banks 100 points. Immaculate performance.
That was. And that's put a big smile on that man's face. Barry Ryan's had a pretty controversial week. But for Brodie Kostecki to come back from his NASCAR drive, he did a very, very good job in the US and has come back, as you said, fixed the jet lag and has just gone out and dominated. Qualified so well, and that team have been the benchmark this year.
Brodie Kostecki, our victor. He came home by a little over 1.7 seconds. Chaz Mostert, great racing this afternoon. Thomas Randall in position number 3. So Mustangs 2, 3 and 4 with Cam Waters, who was hunting high and low and hustling his teammate all the way to the flag, followed by Van Gisbergen, Feeney, Nice shout out here for Matt Payne as well. Thought that was a very impressive drive from him this afternoon. James Courtney getting into the top 10 after a damaged car earlier in the day. Will Davison, Andre Heimgartner, and quite a few people unfortunately sustaining damage right at the top of this race.